Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat, everybody. Happy Thursday. How we doing out there? Hope you're having a good day. All is good with you. This is a quick stock market update show that we do called The Closing Beat. Joining you from the Speakeasy today, because every Thursday nights we do a class for customers, and tonight is no different. Got my green juice out there today for, the market's being green. I don't know, it's not that green, not that great. But anyways, tonight, if you're one of our customers, we're going to cover all of the different features that you have here at Jazz. We'll go through the dojo, all the research site. We'll go through Folio and your account performance, everything. Just show you how to see everything. So we've had a lot of new people join us. Thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate that. Very, very helpful, and I appreciate all the support, really. It's not easy to be a small fish in a big pond, and I say that often, but I do appreciate that. So let's get started. If you want to play a game, do you want to play a game? No strings attached. I think everybody in here can attest to the fact that we don't market to you. We don't do anything like that. If you go to jazzwealth.com/guess the Dow, free game, no gimmicks or anything like that. Tell me where you think the Dow is going to close next week. If you're the closest without going over, we will send you a $100 gift card. And if you're one of our customers, we'll credit you $100. It doesn't count towards your contributions or anything. So let's have some fun. Go play there. Play a little game. Also, we are not active managers. Please don't mistake what we do here on a daily basis as reason for how we might manage our portfolios. We post them all on our website, the performance, good or bad, it's all there for you. And so you can check that out, but we won't be selling a stock inside of one fund just because it had a good day, whether it's earnings or it just popped or whatever. So you can spare me the emails of, hey, why didn't you sell that stock? We're not playing for the day by day. I like to do this stuff day by day so I can update you guys, but that's a little bit about how we do things here. All right, let's take a look and see what we've got here today. Well, I'll go over to the charts here. We got the S&P 500. There we go. Slight green day on the day, as you saw on the previous screen there. However, after hours, we've given it all back. We've almost gone negative here for what would be the full day. So not a really healthy, excuse me, not a really healthy rally, if you ask me, in terms of what we saw today. Those of you that are looking for the markets to continue to sell off, it looks like you're going to get it. I mean, the S&P here just not really trying to get anything done. So remember, we're looking for the 10% pullback if you like that sort of thing, but it's going to be from this prior high. So we're almost there. We just got to get down here around 3,200-ish, and that'll take care of that. If we go over to the Dow today, even after hours here, posting a negative gain, down 76 points at the moment. That's going to be right at the 200-day moving average. If you're looking right in here, I think a lot of people like that for support. You got a lot of earnings and everything going on, especially with Apple after hours. Apple is down, what, $4, 4% or so. So that's helping weigh on this one overall. That's the Dow. If you take a look at the Nasdaq, that one's staying positive by the most here, even after hours, still up 1% overall. Lots of earnings to go through. We're going to cover all of them there because there's no show tomorrow. So just remember that, no show tomorrow. So we're going to try to cover everything we can here today. But the Nasdaq still being the strongest index by far for the year, and so that's what we got there. We got a little bit of a boost today on GDP numbers. GDP numbers beat expectations. You might remember from earlier in the week we talked about this. Our show on Monday, we talked about GDP performance, meaning the stock market performance when GDP is better or worse than expected. Today, we got an actual result, 33.1. That's the highest number ever on record. We expected 30.2, which also would have been the highest on record. Still not a recovery from what we lost, but a good number. The spread was 2.9%. That goes down on record as the biggest spread ever in terms of GDP beats. We've ranked them here for you so you can see the best spread ever, meaning we beat by 1 percentage point better than expected, etc. You can see kind of what's going on there. And you can see the overall stock market performance, kind of a mixed bag. When GDP misses, the advanced GDP numbers, you tend to see a slightly positive market there, but all in all, not really anything. We talked about this on Monday in our FinTips video. Not really anything to get too excited about. And so that's what you have there. Just wanted to share that with you. Let's go over to the earnings for the day. Earnings so far, you got 78% of the names beating on earnings. That's an all-time record. At this point, that has never happened. That's really, really good. 69% beating on revenue. That's also an all-time record. That's never happened there. And so pretty good there. And 12 names so far have reported beats that have beat on earnings, beat on revenue, and beat on estimates. That is also an all-time record for this point at earnings here, or during earnings season. Let's go over the most current ones here that are happening right now. You got Amazon. Amazon down $37, about 1.5%. That's going to put it right around 317.4. Yeah, slight little dip there on earnings. Not too bad there. They beat on earnings all in all. Not too bad. Cloud revenue up as well, so that was kind of interesting. Google did great on earnings, by the way. It's kind of ironic. These guys were just testifying in front of Congress there. Go over to the chart for you. So Google closing out at 1556, currently trading at 1685. That's going to be all the way up here, up 8% after hours. That's a huge beat for them, and it's also a huge move. This stock doesn't typically move that much on earnings, so if that holds, that's no doubt helping out the Nasdaq overall. Facebook, let's see what we got for Facebook. Flat. Yeah, pretty much basically flat on there. They beat on earnings, all look good for the most part for Facebook, sort of broad focus earnings there, just taking a big look at it there. Some numbers you might debate, I guess, but anyways, there you go. It's basically flat, kind of a tug-of-war sort of approach there. That wasn't like stellar like Google. Starbucks after hours is trading down 1%, so trading at 87.40 at the moment. Slight little downtick there. They also raised their guidance going forward. They said that the U.S. and China are showing great signs of recovery there. They're exciting there. Customers coming back to their cafes, they're excited to see that. They did report overall a slight decline there, looking at the sort of broad 30,000-foot view there. And then we got Apple. Apple reporting after hours here, not good for them. Apple's trading at 110.30. It's going to be down here, a little bit under that low, leading to a little bit of the pressure in the broad indices after hours there. Wow, not great for them. iPhone sales a little bit off there, so that looks to be what's kind of weak for them. In other earnings that you had coming out there, you got GlaxoSmithKline. Traded a little bit lower for the most part of the day. They beat on earnings by 17%, missed on revenue. They did guide lower. They expect only 1 to 4% growth compared to 2019. That's at the low end of estimates there, so a little bit oversold in the short term for them. Gilead Sciences, you know them. They're the makers of remdesivir that's getting in a lot of talk in the news. It's also one that's hit new 52-week lows quite a bit there. So Gilead beat on earnings by 11%, 4.5% better on revenue. They guided lower for earnings and 6% lower for revenue there. A little bit weak today. I maintain that that's still finding a bottom right in here. I know I said that yesterday, but I think that's the key. And then also remdesivir, where did they break those sales out? Those sales beat by 7%, just about 7% there, so not too bad. I'm sure we'll hear more about that going forward. Etsy traded lower by 5% on the day. It was a lot worse, we'll give them that. Top line growth, 128% growth year over year, 109% versus 109%. Guides for revenue up 70 to 90%. Not good enough, I guess. Stocks down on the day. Pinterest, I don't know if you saw this. It's Pinterest, up 27% on the day. Revenues were up 58% year over year. We were only expecting a 38% increase. That's called a significant beat right there. They like to look at monthly active users. So I'm going to try to pull that up for you. Monthly active users up 2%. That's better than expected as well. That might explain some of the overbought move today. That stock is now considerably overbought. Got to go through a whole bunch of them here for you. We're going to put a focus on this today. eBay down 7% on the day. Revenue beat by 1%. Earnings by 6%. Active buyers, which is where I'm looking. That is what everybody tracks there. Active buyers coming in lower than expected overall. That's probably the main focus there. It's like Netflix and subscribers. That's what people like to look at there. Visa, a little bit of a bump today. Beats on earnings and revenue. That actually had better earnings report than MasterCard if you're looking there. MasterCard missed on earnings and revenue if you're looking at them. So a slight gain for MasterCard, still living off the hopes of Visa there, but Visa the outperformer thanks to a better performance. Ford was yesterday. We didn't cover this. 2.6% higher on the day. They beat by revenue. Truck sales off the charts, man. People selling trucks and truck values holding their own in the mix. Teladoc, this one's been popular. It's kind of known as like a virus stock in general. Revenue's up 109% year over year. That's a beat. Did lose more money than expected. They raised guidance going forward, so that's Teladoc for you. And then United Rentals, I just want to check on them. Up 1.5%. They killed it. They killed it. Beat on earnings by 23%. Revenues beat. They raised their guidance. Why is that? Come on, say it. I'm waiting for it. Construction activity somewhere. It's got to be in there somewhere. Company cited strong construction activity. That's what I was looking for. You guys know the home builders are killing it out there. United Rentals obviously benefiting, and that stock up 1.5% on the day. Cool. Those are some of the earnings I wanted to go through at least initially. Bottom right-hand corner, our FinTips videos, we covered GDP numbers, which is kind of relevant as of today. Yesterday, we covered Biden versus Trump's tax plans there, just to go over what they're talking about, not political or anything, just try to get one last video in before the election. And tomorrow, we're going to show you kind of an interesting strategy we used for a customer to reduce their their overall taxable income with some of the limitations that they had, thinking outside the box just a little bit, if you don't mind us doing something like that. So next week we'll have a series of videos there as well. A lot of good ideas, by the way. I get good ideas from you guys for the video topics there. So don't mind sharing ideas, leaving comments and things like that. Whoa. If you want to kind of give us some ideas. I like doing studies. I like doing things that kind of focus on you guys in terms of what are you stuck on, right? What's sort of the thing messing you guys up there? I know there's things out there. Come on. All right, let's go over the sector breakdown here and take a look and see what we've got. We're playing with a new tool here, so don't mind me. I'm just going to go on here and just tinker around a little bit. Here is the overall sector performance. We're going to look just throughout the day, see how things went. You got energy as your best performer. You can see it off here to the left, up 3% higher on the day. Tech and communication services were the better performers for the first part of the day there, but kind of took a back seat to energy, as that one actually didn't pull back at the end of the day. So if you go over here and you look at the green line, that I'll put my cursor there so you can see. That'd be the XLE. That one did not pull back towards the end of the day, whereas most stocks right there at the end of the day, they did sell off just a little bit. Tech and communication services still down on the week. We're going to look over the last, let's just go here for the week there and see how things are going. Tech and communication services down 4% on the week and down 3% respectively there. Every sector, by the way, is down on the week, as you can see on the charts there, over 2%. So if you're just looking so far, not including obviously tomorrow, we're down 2% or worse across the board. Industrial's taking the big hit, losing 6% on the week so far. Utilities up at the top, even though they're down 2% on the week up here, almost 3% on the week. They're the best performer at the moment. That's not saying a lot there. And industrials being the worst performer. Just play a close second to last there would be the energy names there, down about 6% on the day. They held their own today. That's the big takeaway from what you're seeing here. Looking back over the last 5 days, energy by far, oh no, let's just go like this. And there we go. Industrials at the bottom. They're the weakest financial, second worst performers of the week. And I'll fix that Zoom thing for you guys a little bit later. One thing I want to point out, earnings tomorrow are largely energy focused. So energy kind of, how it held its own there before the end of the day. That will likely not be the case as we go into tomorrow. You've got Chevron, you got Exxon, and a few other names that are less important in terms of weighting there. So we'll cover that. There you go. All right, one last thing I want to show you here in the sector before we break it down. If you look in the transports, we put them on the screen there on your right-hand side. It's not a sector, but it's one of the more popular industries that people look at. Transport's up 2% on the day. That's going to be your railroad companies. Norfolk Southern up 4% on the day. Kansas City Southern not as good, but still up 1%. And Union Pacific bouncing right off the 200-day moving average, up 1.5% on the day. So those are kind of the standout stocks that moved the sector today. And I'll point out FedEx as well, because that one's been really strong, up 2.7% on the day. And that's what you have overall for the sector performance of the day. We're going to jump over to the watch list here today, because I think there's some interesting things you guys might want to check out for the watch list in general. Let's see what we can do. What we're looking for is the most oversold stocks in the S&P 500. So we're trying to find those stocks that are just beaten down. Oh, nope, sorry, I'm going to type it right. And there we go. Yep, so type the right symbol. Citrix. There we go. All right, so we're looking for, catch your falling knife sort of thing, to be honest. Stocks that have fallen a lot more than the market and right now are considered seriously oversold. That's what we're looking for. So first up on the list, you're going to have Citrix there. It is now 15% away from the 20-period moving average. It does not like to be that far. You like to see the last day, by the way, being the widest of the group. So today, a very calm day, maybe makes you feel like there's a little bit more in the mix there. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow we'll see the rest of that. Intel was the one running for that prior support. We're down in that area here. If you look at Intel, it's 14% away from the 20-period moving average. It does not like to be that extended. However, this stock is not one that tends to just recover real quick. It's a slow mover. Typically, Intel is a slow mover in general, so keep an eye on that. Cisco, SYY is the ticker symbol we're looking at, not Cisco, the tech company. If you look at Cisco, it is down 13% from the 20-period moving average. Rather rapid sell-off. That's not common for a stock like this, so that one's notable as well, if we could put that on the mix. All right, Franklin Resources had a bad day to start the day, finished flat on the day. Very extended here in the short term. If you look at it, down 15% from 20-period moving average. Does not like to be extended. These are not easy plays, by the way. I'm just pointing out stocks that are the most extended. These are definitely not easy. Royal Caribbean, not quite as far there, but Royal Caribbean down 14% from its 20 period. It doesn't look like it's as far because of how far it fell during the virus. If we could just kind of go like this and zoom in, get rid of that garbage there, then you see a more extended stock. Probably a little bit more room to go there, but maybe something to take a look at. Naturally, you probably expect Carnival. The problem here, it already started recovering. Had a good day today, up 5.5% on the day. And so I probably would just scratch that one off the list, to be honest with you there. A couple others. I'll give you some that aren't on the list here. Well, that one's on the list. The final one I forgot to cover, FTI. Very extended. It is the most extended out of all of them. It's also the weakest out of the group, so be very careful there. Down 20% away from a 20-period moving average. That one's pretty weak overall. And then old Dexcom. Dexcom's been really strong until recently here. A very quick sell-off, very accelerated sell-off. Dexcom's currently trading 14% below the 20-period moving average. I would argue that this is one that's more volatile and can afford to be further away. So maybe something that you want to take a look at there in terms of being extended. So there you go. Handful of list of stocks that are very extended. It's a tough one to try to focus on because these stocks need the markets and need the sectors themselves to rally. So be very, very careful there before you, start diving into things like that. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that one. Different way of looking at things. Just to wrap up the week, give you a little sort of a nice mix of a watch list there. Some of the things that we covered this week. So I hope that helps. Okay, so where are we here? We got stocks in the news. Let's go over to a few stocks in the news here and see what we've got. We got ONEOK. There we go. ONEOK in the news. So they're the best performer, by the way, over the last month in the energy space. I don't know what that means for you if you want to do something with that. They raised their dividend. They announced they're going to raise their dividend and 94 cents. Today's ex-dividend day. Stock was higher by 4.5% on the day. You got Spotify. Spotify rather volatile today, down 3% overall. Missed on earnings by 3 cents. They lost 58 cents. Revenues were weaker than expected. Guidance was basically in line. That stock's going to be in the news, of course. Tiffany. So Tiffany, that's basically probably where it's going to stop now. The deal's available to go through. Louis Vuitton basically is going to be buying them for $131.50. So it's got just a tiny little bit more to go before it flatlines. Looks like the deal's back on. There's been a little bit of drama there. Okay, ExxonMobil and Chevron. Want to lump these two together, right? So ExxonMobil and Chevron, they'll report earnings tomorrow. This is important to watch because these two stocks make up 45% of the energy sector. So this sector is going to be the focus area tomorrow. I won't be here. I'm just giving you the heads up. That's where the excitement's going to be if you're looking for something on a Friday. And finally, we got Best Buy. Best Buy, just a fun one. If you're doing a little Black Friday shopping, they've got tons of Black Friday deals available today. If you just, if you feel like shopping out there. So maybe check out bestbuy.com, go do whatever you got to do. We're not affiliated with them in any way. That was kind of interesting. And Netflix, not on our list today, but Netflix, stocks higher by 3%. That spike that you see over here, that came about midday, let's call it afternoon, after lunch. They're raising prices. Standard subscription, which is what most of us probably have there, going to $14 a month, and the premium subscription going to $18 a month. So maybe something you want to check out there. I don't know. What do you think? You willing to pay more? It'd be funny. One day we'll be paying $100 a month for Netflix, and we'll be asking we could have just kept our cable. But that's what you got there. That's the stocks in the news. Feel free to ask some questions here. We'll let the stream catch up a little bit. While we're doing that, I'll take a drink and we'll go over some of the earnings for tomorrow. All the earnings tomorrow are going to come out first thing in the morning, very typical for a Friday. You got Colgate, Palmolive, Chevron, and Exxon. Those are the two big ones to pay attention to. You got Altria coming out, Phillips 66, Charter Communications, AbbVie, Honeywell, and Lloyd's of London, and Newell. Newell's coming out as well. And I think Under Armour, I think Under Armour's in there. Under Armour reports tomorrow as well. Yeah. Expecting a slight profit. And we talked about ONEOK's dividend there. So I'll go on to your questions, see if you have any questions for me, and see what we can do. I like it. Norbert, welcome, man. Thanks for joining. I love it. I love it, love it. That's cool. If people can afford Netflix, they don't need stimulus. Apparently, we don't get a vote on stimulus. I think we're getting stimulus, just not before the election, of course, but I'm pretty confident we're going to have that stimulus no matter who wins the White House there. That's where it's at. Yeah, $12.99 for Netflix right now. You're going to $14. Yep. Mm-hmm. My green drink. That's my green drink today. Green when the markets are up, red when the markets are down. So these guys, oh, you can't see it. That's these guys right here. Yep, that works. That's not just a prop. This is like the one set where all that stuff's real. Yeah. Watch YouTube free. I find that I watch a lot of YouTube myself, yeah. I always think of something that I want to learn, and then I just search it, and I'm like, I learned something. How about that? Yep. I know. Yeah, won't be here tomorrow. Going trick-or-treating. No. There will be a Notes from Jazz, though. I got my days mixed up. So Notes from Jazz will be going out this weekend, not next week. I said that wrong before. Yep. I love it. Yeah, we got a class here tonight. We're going to be covering, well, of course, I'll answer all your questions and stuff. We'll be covering all the different features here of jazz. Any clarity on the $400,000? No. If you saw our video yesterday, there's a little bit of, I don't know, we just don't know. Is it $400,000 married, filing jointly, single? No clue there. There's been no clarity at all. Nope. Nothing at all. So, I don't know. We're going to find out if on Tuesday, one way or the other, or we'll probably start finding out. Hey, I'll wrap it up there. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me here today. I'm going to get ready for our class tomorrow. As we are talking, after hours, Amazon's basically back to flat. Alphabet's still up 8.5%. Facebook flat as well. Apple now down 5%. Starbucks is down 0.75% or so. I wish you a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you Monday. Adios.